The last time we saw Omni Goku in our What If series, we talked about how he trolled all 12 universes pretty much, the Grand Priest and Zeno included, and Vegeta was the butt of the joke. But seeing how ruthlessly his pride has been made fun of, he just absolutely loses it and lets everything out. This in turn evolves him even further, and Vegeta attains a heightened state of strength that is capable of rivaling Omni Goku somehow. He decides to call his peak Omega Vegeta. Definitely be sure to check out all previous parts of our Dragon Ball Super God of Destruction Vegeta Saga series if you need more context.
But before we get into that, let me ask you a question. Are you interested in the most exciting console-like gaming experience ever brought to a mobile device? I'm glad you are. Let me introduce Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends is now celebrating its 3rd year anniversary. That means that this game has been going strong for far longer than any relationship I've ever had. Items, frightening bosses, difficult challenges, never-ending story, lore beyond lore, factions, enemies, and enough content in Raid Shadow Legends to last you a lifetime. Personally, my favorite content definitely has to be the factions. I've always loved a game that provides you with gratuitous amounts of story and story beyond that, and this game does exactly that. With factions such as the Orcs, the Shadowkin, the High Elves, it seems like there's so many interweaving works in the world that there's a little bit of something for everybody, truly. Make sure to check out that link in the description and also that cute with a QR code in the corner to go ahead and get started on your Raid Shadow Legends adventure. There is a ton happening this month in Raid Shadow Legends. There's literally events every single day. For starters, the Path of Light event made for the summer solstice. In it, you'll be able to explore 3 unique paths, branching out to get the rewards you desire the most. On top of that, a brand new set of skins for the one and only Trunda Guilt Mallet. They look absolutely fantastic, and I myself can't wait to get my hands on them. Hey, wait, there's more. Raid is also running a special Deliana Chase event where all new and existing players can get a brand new legendary champion from the High Elves faction. Remember those factions we were talking about? All you have to do is log in and play Raid for 7 days between now and July 20th, and you'll get Deliana Chase for free. That's all. That's all you have to do. Listen up, all new players. If you log in right now and type in promo code MyDeliana, you'll get 50 XP brews to max your legendary hero Deliana's Chase to level 50, as well as a ton of silver. This promo code is active from May 23rd to July 20th, so get in and get your rewards. There has literally never been a better time to get started. If you use the link or QR code right here, new players will also get a free starter pack worth almost $30. That's some crazy value. We're talking a free champion, Aina, 200,000 silver, 1 experience boost, 1 energy refill, and 1 ancient shard, so you can summon 1 awesome champion as soon as you get in game. You can find those rewards right here in your rewards box for the next 30 days. So seriously, there has never been a better time to get on this game and start your raid experience. So gear up, grab your champions, and let's raid.
The ferocious battle between Katara and Platinum Frieza was pretty much going nowhere at the current point in time. Partially because Frieza's relentless obscenity met an almost unbreakable serenity. Katara had faced a lot of interesting opponents throughout his lifetime, and yet it was Frieza, the self-proclaimed Emperor of Universe 7, who was making this one interesting in particular. Not only because of the peculiar manner in which he was fighting Katara, but also because as much as he was focused on their battle, he was also just as curious about the one going on right beside them. Yeah, despite being in the face of a serene warrior who had quite literally defeated a god of destruction a long time ago, Frieza couldn't help but be frustrated at how much progress Broly had made in such a short amount of time. Almost as if the limits of his own potential were becoming loud and clear now. Katara couldn't help but become curious about it as well. Hey, if you're that interested in that berserk monkey guy, then go right ahead and fight him. It'll save me and Amarok a lot of trouble, Katara said, just kinda being honest here. Frieza responds telling them to shut up, and with a loud battle cry dashes forward once again. This is when we return to the battle between Omni Goku and Omega Vegeta, and another visitor has just arrived on the scene as well. Whis seems rather concerned, even though the battle has mostly been one-sided since the moment Vegeta let out this new ability. He knew the Grand Priest and Zeno were on their way, but that was to be expected. What caught him off guard the most was how casually Vegeta let out an attack from the Omni King into a realm of the higher dimensions somewhere. Lord Vegeta, do you have any idea where those erase bombs are heading to? He firmly questions. No, as a matter of fact I don't, and frankly at the moment I don't really care. Why do you ask? Vegeta replies, while delicately dodging 12 of Omni Goku's consecutive punches in a row. Whis didn't really have much to go on with, so he instead chose to stay quiet, and yet, right then, a certain individual appears on the scene right in the midst of their battle. It's Zenith, the leader of the warriors from Universe 12 coming to hunt down Omni Goku, a walking enigma. Yo, you guys remind me of Yamoshi, he says, while suddenly popping up right between Goku and Vegeta and just casually stopping their fight. But right before either Vegeta or Whis could say anything about the situation, he continues his comment. I've been waiting for you, Omni King. I'm glad I made it here before the Grand Priest. The most astonishing part about all of this was how easily it had caught them all off guard. There was no sense of presence around this individual whatsoever. It was a completely dark shell of a being, almost as if it's someone who isn't supposed to exist, an anomaly. Just what the hell are you? Vegeta says, breaking the silence. Wait, are you the god of destruction of this universe by any chance? Zenith asks, dodging the question with a question of his own after a momentary silence. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Piccolo is trying to use the memories he had of the time Nail went to Yardrat to somehow learn the instant transmission technique. It's not that easy, especially considering how Nail never learned the technique himself. He just watched a few Yardrat kids learning it from their elder. Gohan, on the other hand, goes all the way back to Bulma together with Trunks, Goten, and Bulla to see if she knows a way to contact Whis. They might be able to ask them to transport them to Namek. While Whis' attention was completely swayed by the emergence of this mysterious being in front of them, and the fight had come to a standstill. Even Omni Goku's mood was swayed at this point. Subsequently, both Oob and Majin Buu have finally woken up from their brutal migraine in the middle of the night. They can't recall anything about what happened prior, but are in an awful state, both physically and mentally. This fellow Majin Buu was about to start having some severe candy withdrawals following that migraine, but then something in the starry dark skies catches his attention. Going back to the battlefield where Zenith has appeared now, it's been a little more than 3 minutes since he showed up and has yet to speak anything about himself yet. Omni Goku was instinctively curious at first, but since the situation was going nowhere, he simply chose to just erase this nuisance, whoever he is, and go back to getting beat up by Omega Vegeta. So he casually unleashes an erase blast at Zenith and then dashes right towards Vegeta. Vegeta himself was definitely annoyed by this odd individual and couldn't have cared less if he got erased or not at this point. Needless to say, he was still very curious if someone who so sneakily stopped 2 lethal blows from them could actually evade that erase attack. And so the moment Omni Goku is about to land a drop kick, Vegeta instead lands a kick on Goku's face instead, while the erase bomb completely envelops Zenith. However, Vegeta is shocked as Goku bears the weight of his attack and returns his kick. The real reason why he was shocked, however, is because that erase blast completely bypassed this individual and proceeded to hit a nearby barren planet. Zenith didn't just evade the attack or dodge it, rather, it was as if he himself was never there to begin with. This is followed by a hysterical laugh from the individual as he says, "Viola, this is it. This is what we were looking for. Now then, how should I take you back with us?" Hold on, you're not from this universe, are you? Vegeta asks while gently tapping on his shoulder from behind. Exactly right, or let's just say, I don't belong to any of the universes anymore, Zenith replies. What's that supposed to mean? Vegeta says, asking a pretty fair question, but once again, he gets no sincere reply. Ordinarily, he would have taken out this individual, but maybe it's because of his position as the god of destruction, but Vegeta is very keen on handling the matters of his universe by himself. He's no longer as flippant as he was while telling Omni Goku that circumstances be damned, because deep down, Vegeta has already accepted that there's no longer a way out of this situation even after Omni Goku has been subdued. So he'll take full responsibility for everything that's happened. That's exactly why Goku must regain his sanity once again, otherwise, who will protect the universe after he's gone? Vegeta was indeed no longer the kind of person who will discard consequences without a second thought. In his mind, no matter what kind of situation may befall them, he'll take full responsibility himself. Or if worse comes to worse, Vegeta and Vegeta alone has resolved to go up against even the Grand Priest or Zeno if need be. Zenith, on the other hand, is being awfully bizarre about this whole situation. His behavior is totally different from his companions, as there's no serenity, maturity, or calm whatsoever about him. It's all too strange for even Vegeta to process instantly. Whis, you've been quiet for a while now. Don't tell me you know what the hell this thing is, Vegeta asked Whis. Oh, I apologize, Lord Vegeta. I was just checking out the situation on Earth, and it looks like your wife and the others have been trying to contact me for a while now, Whis frantically replies. Vegeta pauses for a second and wonders if something has gone wrong, and then replies, "Fine then, go and have a look, I'll manage things here." Following this command, Whis takes his leave and teleports to Earth. Meanwhile, Vegeta now has to deal with both Zenith and Omni Goku. Things were hefty as they were, but now there's this added dilemma of Zenith's identity. Can Omega Vegeta really handle the both of them at once? Back at the Broly vs Amarok fight, it's a back and forth struggle for supremacy among the two beasts. Both are exhibiting remarkable auras, however the battle could only go on for so much longer. Amarok has finally regained his suppressed powers through continuous fighting now. Frieza observes as this demonic warrior lands a stupendous blow on Broly's gut, one that sends a fearsome ripple throughout the galaxy and knocks him unconscious. "You have to learn to control your rage, my brother," Amarok says as his parting words. He had fully acknowledged Broly's strength though. Seeing this, Frieza is exasperated. He had thrown that dog straight into the black hole. Not only did it come back, but he also actually stronger than Broly now? Well, looks like their fight's over. Alright, time for us to get serious as well, Kadra comments and charges ahead to land the finishing blow on Frieza, while Amarok is standing by waiting for them to finish so that he and Kadra can go see their leader. But as for Frieza, he completely flips. Frieza curses all of them, saying how he trained himself to the bone and finally achieved the golden Frieza form to defeat those Super Saiyans, but then they went ahead and surpassed that already. Then he trained himself even harder to attain a power that can rival that Goku's Ultra Instinct and finally achieved Platinum Frieza. It was supposed to be his return. Goku, Vegeta, Broly, Beerus, he was going to show them all who the true Emperor of the universe was. It was supposed to be him. "So you're telling me this still isn't enough," he goes on. "Even after coming this far, I'll be defeated before even getting to challenge Goku?" Frieza begins going insane, and he's honestly going so ham that he wakes up Broly. Whoa, that's a lot of frustration, man. I feel sorry for you, but that's got nothing to do with us, Kadra replies. But Frieza's rage was much too difficult to quell at this moment. He notices Broly is awake once again, ignores his own battle, and charges straight ahead towards Broly instead. However, right before his punch could come in contact with Broly's face, he instinctively dodges it and lands a counter on Frieza instead. Well, what do you say, Kadra? Looks like they're no longer interested in fighting with us, Amarok asks. Yeah, it was fun, but let's not disturb them any further. I do appreciate them for helping warm us up before we face the Grand Priest and Zeno though, Kadra says, then briefly pauses for a second and firmly states, "Alright, let's go." And so, the two warriors hurry to join their leader in the confrontation against the new Omni King. They will then prepare to start a rebellion against both Zeno and the Grand Priest. These guys no longer had any reason to hold back. Subsequently, Frieza doesn't let up and forces the enraged Ikari form out of Broly and engages in a heightened battle for supremacy now. But Broly is feeling kinda strange ever since he was knocked unconscious. Or rather, was he ever even knocked unconscious at all? Whis, on the other hand, has finally appeared back on Earth, but Piccolo still hasn't mastered the instant transmission, despite training inside the hyperbolic time chamber for days. "So why were you calling me here all of a sudden, Bulma-san?" Whis asks patiently. "No, it wasn't me," she replies. "It looks like Gohan here needs your help with something. I don't really know what's going on with Goku, but he better shape up soon. And where's Vegeta? He didn't even pay us a visit when the sun was destroyed. I was working desperately to create an artificial sun the entire time," Bulma says, going just on a complete rant right now. "Oh, didn't he tell you?" He's the new god of destruction of Universe 7, Whis casually replies, but his reply is met with absolute shock and silence amongst everyone. There was Bulma, Trunks, Bola, Goten, and of course Gohan on the scene, and all of them were taken aback, lost for words. Nobody had any idea. "Mom, what's the god of destruction?" Bola asks. "I'm not really too sure. You'll have to ask Papa when he returns," Bulma says agitatedly, because she knows that Vegeta is now gonna take even longer to come back home. Gohan then looks Whis in the eyes without saying or actually even needing to say anything because his eyes said more than enough here. So Whis replies, "That's right. He's currently up there trying to discipline son Goku." This lights up everyone's faces because obviously Vegeta will return Goku back to his former self, right? Unfortunately, the reality back at the scene of the battle was quite different. "You still haven't answered who you are. I'm not gonna ask you another time. Stall any further and you're dead," Vegeta says while trying to intimidate Zenith. "You know, you've been awfully composed about this whole situation. Isn't a god of destruction supposed to be more hot-blooded? Just come at me already," Zenith says, finally breaking his bizarre attitude and intimidates Vegeta right back. Omni Goku, on the other hand, was quiet and silent for about 10 minutes at this point. His baby brain was trying to make sense of everything that was going on and just who this guy was now all of a sudden. He was no longer acting on impulses. Omni Goku was officially evolving. His senses had started to create an idea of intelligence now, and thinking so hard about it, contemplating what's going on, ended up cracking the wall separating Goku's actual intelligence and that impulsive nature of the Omni Ki. Omni Goku had finally begun maturing, but there was a breach in that wall. If Goku's own consciousness remained dominant, he'll soon regain control over his body and be able to fully embrace this Omni power all by himself. Broly, on the other hand, had already dominated and overpowered Frieza's frantic outlash. Yes, Broly had already defeated Platinum Frieza in that amount of time, and yet, the moment he won, after such a fierce battle as that, all he can do is face in a specific direction and say but one word: Kakarot. Following this, he lets his aura take shape and charges straight ahead at a level of speed that warps the universe around him and propels himself even further. He may very well make it there before Amarok and Kakarot. Meanwhile, Frieza's fall after Broly's final blow makes a crater on a nearby planet. He did remain conscious, however, and was about to throw another tantrum again when he realized something fundamentally crucial, and this may be the turning point of the entire series. He instantly gets flashbacks of all the times he saw Goku use Ultra Instinct and how each time he was completely silent and composed. Yeah, if you thought Frieza training for a couple months was scary, then this revelation is about to change the entire landscape of Dragon Ball in this what-if sense. Completely composed, but he himself, on the other hand, kept lashing out and getting enraged. This was a significant piece of information that he previously chose to ignore. That's right, Frieza had finally realized that the one who was limiting him was himself. And just this simple realization may lead to the most dangerous awakening of all time. While back at the actual battlefield, Vegeta tries to attack Zenith, but it doesn't work. It's as if he's throwing punches at nothing. Though that's when Omni Goku comes and grabs Vegeta's fist. He then faces them both and asks, which of you is stronger? As part 6 of our Dragon Ball Super God of Destruction Vegeta Saga comes to a close. Be sure to leave a like on the video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and turn those notifications on so you don't miss part 7. And if we can get this video to 4,000 likes in the first day, I'll have part 7 as well as possibly a double upload coming soon.